Mount Josh, you sell comics.com. Lots of Avengers news. I mean, the strike's over, so now we're getting not just drips and drabs, but like big news articles coming out confirming everything in the in the universe.
Lots of
Uh,
things.
okay, so Loki season 2 ended. Kang is kind of up in the air. So now we're getting Doom um, rumors and also like old Avengers coming back because Marvel's in a panic, which I don't think they
Mm-hmm.
really are. But okay, so Avengers Secret Wars, more details emerge about possible plans for Doctor Doom and the Multiverse Saga finale. Avengers Secret Wars will conclude the Multiverse Saga in the same manner Endgame wrapped up the Infinity Saga. As a result, fans are expecting the biggest MCU movie ever made, with returning fan favorites Hugh Jackman, Tobey Maguire. Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
Big rumors that
I expected Hugh Jackman because of Deadpool 3. I did not expect Tobey Maguire Spider Man.
they're going to the rumor is that Hugh Jackman and Toby are going to be the two leaders of two different Avengers teams.
Oh, well, that would make sense.
Yeah. So
Although
we'll see.
Wolverine could lead X Force because he's been. Okay. Uh, As exciting as it is to imagine likes of Shang-Chi, Shuri, Miss Marvel fighting alongside members of the X-Men and Fantastic Four, still don't know for sure what Marvel Studios has planned for either this movie or the Kang Dynasty. The title provides some clues, of course, with the Beyonder rumored to be Secret Wars' big bad. Previously, it's been reported he'll be another Kang variant, but with Jonathan Majors ongoing legal issues, an apparent lack of interest in the villain. Who has no interest in He Who Remains? He was a great villain. Uh,
General
Well, I
population,
suppose
I
they did
guess.
drop the ball on the Conqueror version, but it makes sense that they're makes sense seeing as there's a Fantastic Four reboot on the horizon. Insider Jeff Snyder recently shared some insights, which suggests Doom will simply be one of the several villains set to appear in the Multiverse Saga's final Avengers movie. I still believe that Doctor Doom will be introduced in the post-credits sequence of Fantastic Four. The strike could
Yeah.
affect that potentially. The movie is due 2 years before Secret Wars, and it just seems like that if you're going to introduce him in 2025, maybe that's where the semantics thing is. He's not the villain; he's a villain. There are
Mm.
multiple villains in Secret Wars. It's inaccurate to say he's the villain. Um, so along with that, we also have rumored people coming back, and
Jesus.
they're gonna pay lots of money.
Oh my god.
I guess they've never really. By the time this comes out, they really haven't had enough movies to establish like a new team. Like Thunderbolts will be out by then, but that's like their first movie, and you're really kind of seeing all those characters together for the first time. So, um,
Yeah.
there have been rumblings for a
Yeah.
while now that Robert Downey Jr. will return as Iron Man during Marvel Studios' Multiverse Saga. If the actor is going to come back for an encore, it's going to be a movie like Secret Wars. Yesterday, news broke that Marvel Studios considering reuniting the MCU's original six: Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and the Hulk in a future movie. It's now rumored that Disney has already signed a deal. Downey has already signed a deal to return, setting the stage for him to likely play a key role as Iron Man in the remainder of the saga. We bid farewell to Tony Stark in Endgame when the hero made the ultimate sacrifice to defeat Thanos. However, the multiverse opens the door to all sorts of possibilities, including Downey returning as an Iron Man variant, who may be good or bad. If he's coming back, I want him to be bad. I don't want like this.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah. Previously, we've heard that he might play the Earth 838 variant who comes to Earth 616 seeking revenge for what happened to his fellow Illuminati members. However, if the original Tony's legacy is going to be addressed in Armor Wars, for example, then we're sure something will be shot for that too. It could be through a pre-recorded message similar to the one at the end of Endgame, perhaps even a flashback sequence. We'll see. Also, we already just talked about Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman being the center point in Secret Wars. Whether this leaves Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker is hard to say. You mean where this leaves? Not whether. Though we're sure he'll swing his way back into theaters either for this or the Kang Dynasty. Another. Wait, is this the same thing? This is the same thing. Yeah. Okay. So this one came out before this one.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we had talked about this before, and it looks like it's happening. The writers from Endgame are coming back to write Dynasty and Secret Wars. Marvel Studios isn't quite facing the same level of difficulties the DC EU went through, but it's clear the MCU has been going through its fair share of growing pains during the multiverse saga. Much of that can be blamed on Disney for pushing them into streaming sphere, and the fact that Kevin Feige is stretched thin attempting to oversee a slate of movies alongside an expanding roster of live-action animated TV shows. Now, after so-so reviews and lower than expected box office numbers, we're slowly starting to see a shift back to quality over quantity. Of course, Marvel Studios getting back to where it needs to be isn't as simple as it probably sounds, especially with a lot of previously greenlit projects in various stages of development. Daredevil has been taken back to the drawing board. It looks like Wonder Woman is being scrapped. The multiverse saga is supposed to end with 2 Avengers movies, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. The former recently lost director Daniel Cretton. Whether either movie has a writer remains up for debate. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania writer Jeff Loveness is thought to have been dropped from the first movie, and depending on who you believe, Michael Waldron is working on the other one, both or neither. Well, that's 3 different possibilities.
Whoa, we're truly in the multiverse saga.
We may have a positive update today, though. Courtesy of John Rocha, discussing the possibility of bringing the Russo brothers back to helm the next 2 Avengers movies. I've been told that Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely are already unofficial advisors over the last few months at Marvel. Well, this isn't them writing it, it's just them
Advising. Yeah, they're just talking.
They're the writers who penned Infinity War, Endgame, and Captain America trilogy. Bringing them back on board to get the saga back on track makes all the sense in the world, even if they're not penning any screenplays at this stage. I mean, as long as they're involved somehow, even if they're not like physically typing it out, they could just tell the guy to type. Speculation around that Kang is out as the saga's big bad, but replacing him will be tricky. This era of storytelling feels a tad directionless, and scrapping the multiverse big bad to throw someone like Doctor Doom in the mix led to more confusion than excitement. Yes. So, if they have those 2 back, they're also looking at one director for both, which is, I think, the proper way to go. You want...
Yeah.
So Joss Whedon did the first 2 Avengers movies, and then the Russo brothers did the next 2 to kind of keep that tone and cohesive narrative. And the biggest movies on the planet with all the actors and stars should be done with one director or directors, I guess, if they're brothers.
Or sisters.
What?
You said if they're only brothers. I said or sisters.
Oh yeah, the Wachowski sisters could do it. I don't. Have they made a good movie in the last?
Man, they had their chance with Matrix.
Yeah, it wasn't that the last Matrix wasn't. Although I think only one
Wachowski
sister was involved in it, wasn't they?
I believe so. Yeah, only one sibling was involved.
News broke last night that director Daniel Cretton will no longer helm Kang Dynasty, focus on Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Marvel Studios will now begin the search for another filmmaker to take charge of the ambitious MCU event. According to Jeff Snyder, Kevin Feige really wants the same director for both, which is essentially a 2-parter. Snyder also heard that a title change may be imminent. It now seems clear that Marvel will take steps to veer away from the planned Kang storyline, either replacing Majors as the villain or ditching the character altogether to shift focus on another big bad. If accurate, it obviously would make sense to keep the Kang Dynasty name. Snyder believes Secret Wars Part 1 and 2 is more likely outcome. I'd be fine with that. Part 1 and 2, I guess. As for Secret Wars, we previously heard the studio was looking at tried and tested filmmakers behind some of the most popular, successful movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, including Favreau, Coogler, and Raimi. I don't know. Isn't Favreau too busy with Mando Season 4? Although I guess Filoni could start directing all the episodes. I don't know. Or writing it too. There's a chance Feige still has one of these directors in mind to bring in both hugely ambitious Avengers movies. Loki executive producer Kevin Wright recently indicated that in the Multiverse of Madness, writer Michael Waldron was working on both Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. If you have any suggestions as who you think should direct both? Let us know in the comments.
Steven Spielberg.
He isn't. Well, no.
No.
Ridley Scott's a definite no. Did you see what he said this week about superhero movies? I make better.
So very
stories.
mad. Yeah, so mad.
I don't know.
So very mad.
Tony Gilroy made Andor.
I mean, yeah. No, we talked about it a lot, and I'm trying to like think of someone else maybe off the top of my head. Excuse me. I'm spacing, obviously, but I mean, there's a few options. It's just I don't feel like there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Well, you definitely don't want to give like an indie maker or an indie filmmaker who, because Marvel likes to do that, right? Give like a hot new director who's made a sweet indie movie a shot at but not like, I understand giving that to like, you know, a solo movie of some character, or you're introducing someone new, but you can't do that with your biggest property or your biggest IP. On the back of getting rid of Kang Dynasty title, Marvel Studios reportedly still committed to Kang's storyline, but Jonathan Majors may be replaced. Ever since Jonathan Majors was arrested assaulting his girlfriend, allegedly, rumors have done the rounds that Marvel Studios may also be planning to pivot away from Kang-focused saga that began in Loki and continued in Ant-Man. And the recent news that Destin Daniel Cretton has parted ways with the Kang Dynasty added more fuel to the fire. According to insider Daniel Rickman, the studio is still committed to Kang's storyline, but there's a chance Majors may be recast. They will also almost certainly wait for the outcome of his trial to make any kind of official announcement, but even if the actor is found innocent, it may be a case of damage done. I kind of think it would be better just for them to cut ties now, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, the next paragraph literally says Iger's watching it with a close eye, but he feels that keeping Majors on after such negative press would be too damaging to the Disney brand, which he is right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, be recast.
A lot of this seems like speculation, but we'd be very surprised if Kevin Feige hasn't at least started making tentative plans to take the Kang Dynasty and ongoing Phase 5 and 6 of the MCU in another direction. Jeff Loveness, who's now said to be off the project, previously name dropped a couple of characters he's looking forward to writing. I can't specifically say I think I could get in trouble. I gotta get better at talking to the internet. But just characters that, like, I mean, I think we're excited for actors more than even characters right now, because we have this good crop of performers. We got Florence Pugh, Jonathan Majors, Letitia Wright. We've got such a deep bench of really good actors. Everyone's gonna get the chance to shine. I can't say who, I can't say when they will shine, but I think we've got a deep bench. It's fun to finally. Okay, you didn't really say anything. Who might not even be writing it anymore, anyways. Yeah. So I would bet that they cut ties with Majors either way, and they replace him with a variant of a different actor. So they'll keep Kang. The movie might not be titled Kang Dynasty anymore, but I think he'll probably show up in that Avengers movie anyways. And then it leads into the Beyonder for the second movie, and then maybe Doom is left standing at the end of the second movie, and then that goes into Fantastic Four, which we got a lot of news about Fantastic Four today and last night, and so that's our next video. Thanks.